Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We got to add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government has been getting bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your weekly morning show where we bring you the latest and everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about the... I'm sorry, I just get so choked up whenever I see Bitcoin rallying. It's just so beautiful. We're going to talk about the major Bitcoin rally that's going on right now. Excuse me, guys. I had to clear my throat there. We're going to talk about the major Bitcoin rally that's going on right now. We've been talking about an inverse head and shoulders pattern forming on Bitcoin for the last several weeks, and today that head and shoulders pattern has actually broken bullish. We'd already broken above the neckline a few days ago, but there were arguments about where the exact neckline was, and that level that people were debating was about $68,000. As of the last night, we have seen Bitcoin break $68,000 and rally all the way up to nearly 71. Not only has Bitcoin broken its previous resistance on the second touch of the inverse head and shoulders pattern we just completed, Bitcoin has also broken the previous bull market all-time high, which was sitting at about 68,900. Today, Bitcoin is nearing blue sky breakout territory, and we very well may be trading at all-time high very soon. So today, we're going to be talking about exactly where Bitcoin is, where Bitcoin will be going next, and how we can generate the most profits therein. Welcome to the Coffee and Crypto live stream. I am your host, Jeb McAfee. Thank you guys very much for tuning in, and I'm very excited to share with you everything that we have to cover today. Sean O'Brien is first in chat, said, hey. Hi there. Alex Naibo's in chat, said, good morning. Yassine Khan said, hi. Jarat Standard said, yo. Coin Operator said, hashtag Finsoft. James1 said, hey. Joe Bolliers said, good morning, Jeb. Jeremy Shorter said, woot. RJ's in chat. Philly Skills 1428. Jonathan Weiner said, listen from work. Got a promotion today. Green Bronco 72. Christina Orozco. Man Glitter. Joel Elbs in chat. Sultan of Salt. Brandon Sandoval. Diraj Petiram. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced your name. Quinn Daughtery and Shadrach Frost and everybody else. If I missed anybody, I'm so sorry. Kunky Bunks in chat. Good to see you. It's been a minute. Happy you're all here. Let's get started. We've got a lot to cover. All right. Bitcoin is currently trading at $70,700. That is right. It is up 15% in the last 7 days, and Ethereum is up 31% in the last 7 days. Ethereum has rallied 22.85% in just the last 24 hours. Massive deal here. Solana up 25% in the last 7 days. Binance up 8% in the last 24 hours and 7 days, respectively. Cardano up 7% in the last 24 hours, up 15.8% in the last 7 days. Avalanche up 13.5% in the last 24 hours, up 27% in the last 7 days. Bitcoin Cash up dramatically. Chainlink up 27% in the last 7 days. Polygon up 15% in the last week. Litecoin up 11% in the last week. Uniswap up 37.48% in the last week. ICP up 15.81% in the last 7 days. Huge rallies coming into many of your favorite cryptocurrencies. Absolutely a very exciting time for you and your cryptocurrency portfolio, no doubt. Arbitrum even up 30%. Overall, the total cryptocurrency market capitalization chart has begun to rally dramatically, and while it has not quite recaptured this bull market's all-time high, in one felt swoop, we are very close. As you can see, we had been under this descending trend line right here, but just like on Bitcoin, just like on Ethereum, just like on Solana, just like on every cryptocurrency that we have talked about, The total market capitalization charts were at an all-time, were forming an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and that has led to a major uptrend on the total market cap chart after we broke above the neckline right here yesterday. We added, get this, in the last 24 hours, let's be precise here, right? In the last 24 hours, since we went live yesterday, we've added $212 billion in market cap. Of the 212 added, we've kept about $200 billion of that. We've been on a slight corrective movement the last hour or two. This is big news. This is very, very big news, and we're very, very excited about that. So let's talk a little bit about why this may be happening. Forbes has an article on this titled, if I can get all of the ads out of the way, goodness gracious. Forbes has oh my gosh, and it's a credit card. They knew that I was shooting this video. All right, maybe I'll just read it without showing it. Here we go. Crypto prices boosted amid speculation about Ether ETF approval. This has been leading a lot of rallies lately. A lot of people are expecting that an Ethereum ETF may actually be approved relatively soon. The price of Ethereum, the cryptocurrency with the second biggest market cap after Bitcoin, saw a massive spike late Monday, boosting the price of other major crypto tokens as moves by the US SEC raised speculation that Ether exchange-traded funds may be in line for regulatory approval soon. Here's the deal. The SEC doesn't get to decide that there's not going to be an ETF, at least not forever. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, the Securities and Exchange Commission is a branch of the executive branch, not a branch of the legislative branch. This really needs to be an act of Congress to decide what cryptocurrencies are. We've been discussing this for a very long time, but the fact is the SEC does get to approve or deny the ETFs, but they've got to justify that in front of a judicial system. And their denial of the Grayscale conversion from the Grayscale Trust to the Grayscale Bitcoin ETF was brought before a judge. The judge overruled it and said, you've got to come up with a better reason than that. And then BlackRock filed for one at the same time. And then we got the Bitcoin ETF. Something very similar is going to end up playing out over the course of the next couple of months to couple of years, however long it's going to take with Ethereum. There's very much not a good argument for why Ethereum should not have an exchange-traded fund. Ethereum, although it does have a foundation, and it is, I guess you could say, a little bit more centralized than Bitcoin, still quite decentralized, and in my opinion, it does not pass the Howey test anyway, and even if it were, the Howey test was designed for securities markets that were created over a century ago in the form of stocks. And so this is something that the SEC has been battling for a long time, and they're only going to be able to battle for so long. Eventually, Ethereum is going to get its SEC ETF approval, and people are starting to believe that it may be sooner than later. If you don't know, there are several ETF filings out right now that people believe will end up getting approved. Now, Bloomberg analyst James Seifert and Eric Balchunas have been two names to watch in this story. James Seifert and Eric Balchunas are analysts over at Bloomberg, and they initially said that it was very likely that we were going to see an exchange-traded fund approval on Bitcoin. On Ethereum. They then, a couple of months ago, reduced those odds dramatically because in their assumption, in their prediction, the likelihood of an Ethereum ETF being approved dropped. Well, they just rose those odds from where they were at 25% to 75%. In an X post, Balchunas wrote he had heard chatter this afternoon the SEC could be doing a 180 on this increasingly political issue. Now, this gets even more interesting when you bring in the phrase political, because by golly, is cryptocurrency becoming political. If you have not already seen, Donald Trump has come out very much pro-cryptocurrency, which, you know, I got into the cryptocurrency market 7 years ago, almost 7 years ago. It was 2017. I was a young buck. I was a 16-year-old going into senior year of high school, and I got into cryptocurrency, and I had no idea what I was doing, right? I had no clue. But one of the first things I realized was that one day, might be a decade from then, I was saying this in 2017. You can ask all the people around me. I told all of them this because they were all talking to me about, what's this crypto thing? You seem to be doing well in it. I told all of them, one day it is going to become a political issue. One day, the left or the right are going to go the direction of being pro-cryptocurrency. And I didn't really know exactly which direction was going to go pro-cryptocurrency and which direction was going to go anti-cryptocurrency, but I did have a feeling that the more libertarian-minded of the people in this nation were going to go in the direction of cryptocurrency, and the libertarians in this nation tend to lead slightly more to the right. Not much, but slightly more to the right. There's a lot of libertarians that lean left as well, but ever so slightly more to the right. And so it doesn't surprise me at all that Donald Trump has come out pro-Bitcoin and pro-cryptocurrency, and that makes it even more likely that you're going to get an approval for the exchange-traded funds, because Gary Gensler, although I'm sure that he doesn't like Donald Trump very much, he wasn't appointed by him after all, Gary Gensler is looking over across the aisle and seeing, Donald Trump's for this crap. That means that the populist that a bunch of people follow, I guess a lot of those people like Bitcoin. So like him or hate him, a lot of people like Donald Trump. Let's just talk facts here. I'm not talking my political opinion. I'm just talking facts. A lot of people like Trump. A lot of people would vote for him. And he is a populist. And he is going to take the position that he believes in, but he's going to take the position that he thinks the people that are going to vote for him are going to believe in. He used to hate Bitcoin when it wasn't a political issue. Now it's become such a big button issue. At the same time, my constituents love it. And so when the government is looking at Trump, who is probably the most populist figure that has been in the United States political sphere this century, and they say, oh, he's pro-cryptocurrency now. Oh, crap. That means 60 million people or whatever that follow him like cryptocurrency also. Oh my goodness, we really can't fight this. And it increases the odds that you're going to end up seeing an approval on something like the Ethereum exchange traded fund. Now, that's not the only reason. There's a lot of other things going on behind the scenes as well. But the thing that moved the market $200 billion is thus James Seifert and Eric Balchunas believe that the odds of an Ethereum ETF approval increased from 25% likelihood to a 75% likelihood. That moved the market $200 billion. James Seifert, Eric Balchunas, two of the most important political figures on the planet this morning. And the reason is because apparently their opinion has the possibility of moving a market by that much. Now, let's go analyze these markets one at a time because, guys, there's a lot to cover here. Cardano sitting at 50 cents. It's immediately in a breakout as we speak. Over the last 4 hours, we have been seeing over the last few days, we've been seeing a pretty major breakout as Cardano broke above this downtrending level of resistance, broke out here, rallying to the upside. And so with that breakout, we have seen Cardano just absolutely moonshot. Now, we have not seen, Cardano break through some of the really important resistance levels that it needs to get through. It needs to break through 52 cents, and it also needs to break through 56, because those are two important resistance levels. I said support levels earlier. Sorry, resistance levels. These are two very important resistance levels that sit immediately above Cardano. Cardano has a lot of room to go. It's got a lot of room that it needs to run, and it's not going to be easy. It is going to take some time. So we've got to sit here and we've got to be patient. All right. That being said, not exactly what's going on Bitcoin. As you can see, we've been drawing this inverse head and shoulders pattern on Bitcoin for a time now. I'll go ahead and start deleting some of it, but you can see that we've been drawing this exact pattern for a while. And that inverse head and shoulders pattern had a descending trading channel, a descending trend line right here as the neckline. Our price target's right here, right? There's another way you could draw the neckline. You could also draw the neckline right here. So you can either draw the neckline with this white line or with this red line based on 1, 2, like a phantom third touch that we never actually got high enough to touch. And then the fourth touch, I prefer to draw it like this because then you actually get all the touches right here, right here, right here, and right here. Regardless, however you want to draw it, the price target is somewhere right around here. We'll just kind of cut the middle to get our price target. And then let's say we broke out on the conservative end. Let's say this was the breakout. At this point in time, that gives us a price target up here of over $74,500. A lot of times when we draw this price target, it actually points towards 75. And so it makes sense that Bitcoin is rallying to where it is right now. We talked about over the last several days as well. And drop a 1 in chat if you remember this. This is like all we've been talking about for the last several days. When we've been looking at this market for the last several days, we've talked about how Bitcoin was going to end up hitting this resistance and then probably breaking it. And then it was going to hit this resistance, which is the previous bull market's all-time high at $68,900. We ended up breaking that. I said the next resistance was this downtrending level of resistance and this flat level of resistance here at 71,000. Guess where Bitcoin stopped out? Guys, if you don't think technical analysis works, let me be the first to tell you that with love, you are wrong. It does. It helps. Now, it's not always right. Technical analysis is wrong from time to time. It's not going to give you the perfect answer every single time, but we can make some predictions about what the market's going to do, and we can expect to be quite accurate if we really know what we're doing. And with Bitcoin coming here into this triangle pattern right here, breaking bullish, this is good news. That being said, that's not all the good news, because on the daily chart, things get even better because we can bring out the LUX ALGO buy signal here, and we can see that it is now confirmed. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful. We saw the buy signal come into play here on the 15th of May, 2024. As of yesterday, we saw a confirmation coming from LUX ALGO. We saw a confirmation coming from the trend catcher turning green. The way that we use LUX ALGO to confirm green and red movement is we use the trend catcher turning green along with a buy signal along with crypto Jeb oscillator. When we have those three in tandem, what we end up seeing is that the market ends up following along very neatly. So buy signal came in on LUX ALGO. We had trend catcher turn green, as you can see right here. Buy signal, trend catcher's green. And then down here on the crypto Jeb oscillator, we saw the momentum pickup and the actual speed pickup. So up here, you've got the speed and you've got the acceleration. This is the, if you will, the miles per hour or the kilometers per hour or the light minutes per hour, whatever. This is the amount of speed that the market is moving at, and this is the acceleration. So you're falling at 100 feet per second, you're accelerating at 9.81 meters per second squared because that is the speed of gravity. So this is, in physics, this would be your acceleration, this is your speed. Does that make sense? As you can see, the bulls are accelerating. Not only are they getting faster, they are parabolically getting faster because they are not only moving quickly, they are also moving even more quickly every single day. That is why we have this massive bulwark here of bullishness. Now, this ends up looking very similar to what we've seen recently, and in fact, we're almost at the same level that we've seen in recent memory. We've honestly not seen this amount of bullish acceleration, and we just got out the gate. We have not seen this amount of acceleration in a very long time. And so, with this amount of acceleration, as you can see here, it's about the same that we saw back here when we were rallying from $42,000 to $70,000. We're already in that kind of territory, and it makes sense because Bitcoin has already rallied 15 grand. If you have not seen that, then now you do. That confirmation is huge, and the buy signal gives us a take profit starting at 71,000, which we've already hit, and it reaches up to $76,000. Depending on how you draw the price target for this inverse head and shoulders pattern, we're looking at price targets upwards of 78 grand. And should Bitcoin actually move up to 78 grand, as you can see, that price target would be coming from right about here. That's about $77,500. If we were to actually move up towards 77.5 to 77.6, say that 5 times fast. If we were actually to move up to 77.6, then that means that we would be rallying a few $1,000s above all-time high. And at the same time that we're seeing a $4,000 movement above current all-time high, we're also seeing Ethereum move. Oh my goodness, look at that move. Let's have a 2 in chat if you remember me talking about this. How many times have I spoken on this falling wedge? How many times have I said, eventually, Ethereum is going to break bullish out of this falling wedge because falling wedges have a 70% chance of breaking bullish? Let's have a 2 in chat if you remember me saying that, because I've probably only said it 100 times in the last couple of weeks. By the way, if you're enjoying today's stream, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Here's another reason why I love to invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Our investment thesis is thus. When we invest in something, I put the vast majority of my investments into assets that I reasonably expect will be worth more in value 5 years from today than they are now. And the way I measure that is by determining whether or not I have a 95% confidence that they will be worth more in 5 years than they are now. That is my investment thesis that we go by. And so that's why I put the vast majority of our investment into Ethereum. And people like to hate on that. People like to think, oh, that doesn't pay off. Oh, Jeb, you're just a boomer. You just suck at investment. Ha! Guys, that thesis is how I hold so many Ethereum at $3,800. And many of them I bought in the 2 digits. I bought several of the Ethereum that I hold down here between $100 and $200. Some of them I bought at $80. The Bitcoin that we accumulated, we are holding a substantial amount of Bitcoin that we accumulated at $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. Well, Jeb, we can't get those prices again. No, because it was 5 years ago. It was 2019. And Bitcoin has rallied 2,000%. Oh, yeah, Bitcoin's too big of a market. It's just you can't do that anymore. The Ethereum that we acquired down here in the hundreds of dollars 5 years ago, it has rallied 2,000%. Here's the deal. You want a 2,000% return in the stock market? I invest in the stock market, and you should too. You're going to wait 45 years. For the sake of argument, let's go back to the beginning of the S&P 500, 1992. The year's 1992, and you're enjoying your French fries and your beanbag and your squirt gun. We've rallied 1,000% since then. I bought Bitcoin and Ethereum 5 years ago. It has done twice that. you should buy the stock market because crap can hit the fan in cryptocurrency, and it rallying another 2,000% in the next 5 years, I will be honest, is unlikely. For Bitcoin to rally 2,000%, it would have to rally all the way to $1.6 million. I don't think that's going to happen in 5 years. I do think that Bitcoin can outperform the S&P 500 in the next 5 years. I don't think it will necessarily outperform the S&P 500 forever. In 20 years, it might be running right alongside it. But invest in assets that you reasonably expect will appreciate in value over the next 5 years. I have been holding Bitcoin and Ethereum for over half a decade now, and I'm very glad I have. I also have a lot of other altcoins. I have a lot of other altcoins that are doing very well right now. If you run down the cryptocurrency down coin market cap, I've got Cardano, very happy about that. I've got Avalanche, happy about that. I've got Chainlink, happy about that. Near Protocol. We've got Uniswap. I bought a lot of Uniswap. You guys were making fun of me because Jeb, Uniswap's already so well adopted. We're going to go buy all the newer exchanges. Where are they? Some of them are doing well, but where are they? Uniswap is a very well adopted cryptocurrency exchange. It's one of the largest DEXs in the entire ecosystem. Buy the winners. Buy the winners. Hold them for half a decade. Hold them for a decade. Get rich. Quit complaining. Quit trading in and out. You're paying short-term. If you're paying short-term capital gains on your cryptocurrency, unless you're a full-time trader, you are doing it wrong. You are. I've been doing this for, I don't know, a while. I know what I'm talking about on this, guys. Load up your bags with big coins that you reasonably expect will be worth more in the next 5 years. Here's the deal, though. While Bitcoin and while Ethereum may not be worth 2,000%, well, that's a 20x. That is a 20x, may not 20x in the next 5 years, like some of our investments have. On the other hand, there are several other coins that possibly could. Could Chainlink, for example, 20x? Well, it's worth $10 billion. Could it go to $200 billion? It might. It genuinely might. In 5 years, maybe. I'm not sure, but it actually could. Could Cardano? Maybe. That'd be a stretch, but it might be able to. That'd be a $400 billion market cap. It'd be as big as Ethereum is now. I'm not sure, but I could see it 5xing. I could see it 10xing. Not even just in this cycle. I'm talking beyond the cycle. Yeah, I've got positions for this cycle. Guys, I got a lot of positions for this cycle. But my position in Bitcoin and Ethereum, that, by the way, has 20x'd, has yours in those small cap altcoins. My position in Bitcoin and Ethereum that I've held for half a decade has outperformed everything else. But Jeb, how's that possible? They're so big. Because the risk profile is so low. Because they're number 1 and 2. They basically always have been, and they probably always will be, at least for the very long-term foreseeable future. And that's why they are the ones that are getting ETFs. The strategy of picking the winner works. You only bet on the underdog if you're trying to lose money or if you're trying to shoot a film. That's not how you invest. You pick the winner, and then if Apple comes up and it's like, oh man, they're about to whoop Microsoft, 1984 won't be like 1985. All right, then they're a contender for the throne. All right, I'll buy some. Sure. People are loving it. Great. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem buying Solana or Cardano. They're contenders to Ethereum's throne, right? But I'm buying more of Ethereum. If this were 1984, would I be buying Apple stock? You bet your bottom dollar I'd be buying Apple stock. I would have more Microsoft. You know the story? Apple's trying to compete with Microsoft, right? They ended up winning. I would have bought more Microsoft. Even if, because I don't know, because in 1984, I wouldn't know what I know now, 40 years later. But I still would have bought Apple. You get the picture? Cool. Hold it for 5 years. Be glad you did. All right, let's read a little bit of chat. Before we do, I want to let you know today's stream is brought to you by NordVPN. Make sure to sign up for NordVPN with the link in the description box down below. And the reason you should do that is because hackers and thieves are trying to steal from you at this very moment. They are trying to take your Bitcoin. They're trying to take your wallet address. They are trying to get into your computer and see if you accidentally exported your private keys one time and forgot about it so they can drain your bank account. They are trying to steal from you. And at the same time, banks are trying to tell you what to do. If you know anything about me and about this channel, I'm all for getting out of debt and people that work in debt. And the government is trying to tell you exactly what to do as well. So please, do yourself a favor. Sign up for NordVPN with the link in the description box down below, or by going to nordvpn.com/Jeb and getting several months for free. Shadrach Frost said, I can say I'm very happy with investing in Bitcoin. I started buying in when it was about $1,000. No complaints here. Exactly. And it's not going to do a 68x again, but it can still do a very large return. And the risk is so low that it is absolutely nonsensical not to invest in Bitcoin if you're in the cryptocurrency space. If you're just going to turn your nose up at crypto in general, then okay, fine. You can make money without it. That being said, if you're going to be in cryptocurrency and you've not bought Bitcoin, I think that is foolish. Carter Pennington said green candles like this like a dream come true. Been waiting very, very patiently for this. There you go. All right. Sorry I'm late, fam. Don't forget to take profits today. Yeah, it's not a... I mean, it depends on what you're doing, but it's not a bad time to take profits. You know, if you're worried about your investment, you can always yank the principal and let the... I just gave somebody that counsel and financial coaching yesterday. By the way, if you guys don't know, I do financial coaching. I'd love to help you guys with your finances. You can check out the links for myself and my wife's financial coaching practice down below. But I just told someone yesterday, look, yank the profits because they had some debt they need to pay. I said, yank the principal, take the principal out and put it towards the debt, and then you can let the rest of it run. But at least get the risk out there. If you take the principal out, then you've removed the risk because the money that you put in is now not there. So that's something that you can consider doing right now if you want to. I'm not going to personally be taking any profits today. If I do take profits, I will tell you. I might, but I don't foresee myself taking too many profits just yet. I'm like the government printing money right now on these easy longs, lol. Yeah, exactly. Jeb, when we having a beer? Whenever you come down here, man. Come on. Oh, guys, I got some exciting news, and we're going to jump back into crypto because I know you guys are very excited about the market, and I am too. Just got the calling system set up. We will be officially launching the ability for you guys to call into the stream at some point soon. It's not going to be coming just yet. I'm not exactly sure what day, but I have the system set up. We're going to test it. And pretty excited about it. I think it's going to be great. So tell me if you guys are interested in calling into Crypto Jeb's Coffee and Crypto live stream. And no, that's not coffee. That's Sunny D. All right. Let's do this. Bitcoin is, once again, as we said, trading at $70,500. And I do believe that it is going to be able to break further to the upside from here. You know, Bitcoin has not had much room to rest yet. I think that Bitcoin's probably got some more oomph in it. It's only been the last few days that Bitcoin's really been rallying. We have rallied $15,000, 27% in the last 20 days. But I think we are probably going to have a little bit more gas in the tank. And that's because the Fear and Greed Index is still going up. And it's still got a lot of room to run before it gets to 100. Fear and Greed dropped and bottomed out at 47. A lot of people were very, how should we say, fearful. That being said, where we are now is 70. We're not at 100. And by the way, let's talk about some more analysis. Give me a 1 in chat if you want to see some more, you know, historical analysis of the market, because I got a lot that we can bring out. We've been covering this market every weekday for years. About 3 years there, we covered it every day, 7 days a week. If you guys didn't know, we started the channel by doing 1 video a day, every day, forever. 7 days a week, no holidays. Now, if we look at the dominance chart here on Bitcoin, what we're going to see is that the blue represents Bitcoin. And the reason that this is so important is because when you're moving into the beginning phases of a bull market, when you're moving into the first stages of a bull market, Bitcoin gains market dominance. Why? Well, Bitcoin is the one that's rallying. Bitcoin is the asset in question that is continuing to appreciate in value. And the reason that it does that is because people believe in it. And then the trust that people have in Bitcoin rubs off on the rest of the cryptocurrency space. And so later on in the market, the altcoins start to go on a tear. So here, for example, towards the end of 2020, Bitcoin was at 65% market dominance. By the end of June, it was at 40%. So between January of 2021 and mid-summer of 2021, we saw a major altcoin rally. Well, what does that look like? Those time frames are as follows. If we look at the historical charts here, Bitcoin's market dominance started decreasing dramatically between here and here. Bitcoin had 68% market dominance until it got to this point. Market dominance started dropping during this time. The Bitcoin dominance, I'm sorry. Yeah, so the Bitcoin market dominance. That's because when Bitcoin got up here and kind of stalled out and started hitting all-time high, then the altcoins started going on a run. And what that meant was two things. Number one, it meant that when we were here and the market dominance was still increasing, it meant that we were not at all-time high yet. The other thing it meant is that when we got to the all-time high and market dominance started going down, that did mean that we were at the all-time high. Does that make sense? Here, the market dominance was very high on Bitcoin, up to 72%. Everything else was getting crushed because Bitcoin was running away from it so fast. After that January in 2021, just a couple of months later, Bitcoin's market dominance almost gotten cut in half. Ethereum's increased by like 70%, from about 10% to 17%. The reason that happened was because Bitcoin was hitting all-time high and it was running out of steam. Now, what does that tell us? Does Bitcoin's market dominance look more like here or more like here? Because if it looks like here, then we think that, okay, we're at the all-time high. We're getting close. If it looks here and we're increasing Bitcoin's market dominance, then it may tell us that Bitcoin is not done with its actual run-up yet. And as you can see, Bitcoin is still gradually increasing market dominance. We were at 38% here in November of 2022. Funnily enough, Bitcoin actually loses market dominance to the altcoins in the bear market. Can you believe that? You would think it'd be the other way around. You'd think everybody would sell their altcoins and buy Bitcoin, but that's actually not what happens. It's very interesting that Bitcoin gains its market dominance in the bull market. Interesting. Nevertheless, Bitcoin is still gaining market dominance, and it has not gotten all the way down here to the depths of where it was in the last bull market at 70%. It's only at 54%. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go to 70%, but let's just kind of picture this. Bitcoin is still on the descent, or still on the ascent. It is still gaining market dominance. When was Bitcoin still gaining market dominance? Back here in the middle of 2019, like Q1 and Q2 of 2019 was when Bitcoin was still gaining market dominance. Where was Bitcoin in Q1 and Q2 of 2019? Was it here? Was it here? No. Bitcoin was like right here. And so if we are right now in our current bull market, if we are currently right here, which kind of makes sense, then what does this look like? It could look like a rally up to a couple of $100,000, maybe $300,000. We've been calling $100,000 to $200,000, but it could be higher. Here's another reason, because it's not the only reason, that we think that Bitcoin may be right here in July of 2019 rather than in July of 2021. The other reason is because if not for the Bitcoin exchange traded fund being passed and approved, Bitcoin would probably still be sitting right here around $50,000 or so. It may be up towards 60. But nevertheless, it would still be roughly needing to rally about 20 to 40% back to all-time high. That's not what the market looked like back here. We had already rallied triple from the previous all-time high. We'd already rallied from 20,000 to 60,000. No, back here in 2019, we needed to rally 40% to all-time high. Just trash all the drawings. Without the ETF, which happened right here, does Bitcoin's current space look more like this market or this market? Do the visual check. Take a second. Use your brain that I know you got. Which one does it look like? A or B? A, obviously. The only reason we rallied all the way up to $70,000 so quickly was because an ETF got launched and we had multi-tens of billions of dollars of inflow. We put things on fast forward, which will have its own implications and does mean that we may hit a slightly lower and slightly faster all-time high. But we're much more in this area than in this area. The other scenario here is that we're actually in this area post-halving. The halving has now occurred. Back over here, the halving had not occurred. So regardless, I would say that Bitcoin is somewhere in this kind of range, and we've still got another major run to the upside in this bull market. After this run, the altcoins ended up going on a massive run as well. So altcoin season has not started, in my opinion, and Bitcoin's exceptional rallying has not really even gotten kicked off in the first place either. I think Bitcoin has a lot more room to run, and there's a lot of other reasons we can talk about for that. I mean, like Fibonacci retracement, for example. Fibonacci retracement here on the log chart. We ended up rallying in between the 1.618 to 2.618 Fibonacci extension levels. Do Fibonacci retracement again. Guess what happened? We ended up rallying to the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level almost perfectly. What happens if we were to do something like that again, or even just rally to the 1.5% Fibonacci extension, right? That would put Bitcoin towards $150,000, maybe even up to $180,000. Is that possible? Absolutely. Will it happen? Who knows? We'll find out, but I think it very well may. There's a lot of room to run here, guys, and we are nowhere near done. On the daily chart, we've got that buy signal. On the 3-daily chart, we've also got a confirmed buy signal. Please go to luxalgo.com and sign up using coupon code JEBB, J-E-B-B, for 20% off at checkout. You're going to be glad you did, and the reason is because Lux Algo gives you great signals like this one. On the 3-daily chart, confirmed buy signal. Trend catcher green. Our very own proprietary crypto Jeb oscillator is shifting to the upside. The bears are slowing down, and their acceleration has stopped almost entirely. The bullish strength has flattened out, and in the next several days to weeks, we'll probably start moving to the upside again. And on the 3-daily chart, we're seeing a buy signal on Bitcoin. I don't know how much louder I can shout it that Bitcoin is moving into bullish territory right now. That's what we're being told anyway by the market. Even on the weekly chart, we have our first confirmed buy signal in a while. And what do I mean by a while? In over a year. Our last confirmed buy signal that we saw from LUX ALGO on the weekly chart, this is a treasure trove of information, guys. Sign up for LUX ALGO. Links down below. Was right here. We saw the trend catcher confirmed green moving into full swing, but it had not even gotten started yet. Back here, we saw a price target that at the time, we thought to ourselves, okay, yeah, that's pretty reasonable, up to $35,000. And then we fast forward, and guess what? We hit it. Right? We hit it. Guess what happened later? We just wait here just a second. What ends up happening is we broke through that price target, and then it set another price target that we thought, oh, are you sure? Do you really think that we'll be able to do that? Because we saw the sell signal, and it wasn't confirmed, so we didn't actually acknowledge it. It wasn't real. It was not confirmed. Then we moved to the upside again, move on another week. We get a new take profit. It's at $48,000. No way. $48,314. Wait a minute. Where have you heard about $48,314 before? Wait a minute. Didn't Crypto Jeb make a video on that? Isn't that like a thumbnail? Wait a second. Wait just a minute. I'm pretty sure that we've seen that before. Where is it? It's in here somewhere. There's a video in here. It says $48,314. You can come back and check. It's in one of the videos. And we said that it would probably go to $48,314. It's in a thumbnail. I know it is. I can't see it. 80,000. Yeah. Well, I can't seem to find it right now, but it is in one of those thumbnails. We talked about how Bitcoin could go to $48,314. And guess what happened? It did. This was several months ago in October. LUX ALGO got it right again. And so we move on. And Bitcoin rallies up to $48,314. Almost like LUX ALGO is a good indicator. Almost like they work some flipping magic over there to make this thing just phenomenal. Check it out, guys. Please sign up, get 20% off and access to Crypto Jeb Oscillator exclusively with our coupon code. And then what happened? We see the sell signal come in. It's confirmed. Then we see another buy signal. What is it going to do? Next week, we will have the take profit. But that take profit, I'll tell you what, it's probably going to be sitting up here at $80,000 to $90,000. We're also seeing the bullish momentum that was slowing down start to curve, and it may be moving to the upside again, and we may see a bullish cross on MACD. Everything is falling into place perfectly on Bitcoin. If you have not already hit the like button, hit that like button. If you have not already subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We will be keeping you guys up to speed on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Very glad you can all be here. By the way, make sure if you have not already to check out Vault by Uphold. If you don't already know, guys, Vault is the #1 place to store your Bitcoin safely. Because here's the thing. What ends up happening if you don't go with a solution like Vault is you'll end up storing your cryptocurrency on a hardware wallet. And if you lose your private keys, you lost your Bitcoin. And it has happened to a lot of people. There are people that have lost what now accumulates to hundreds of millions of dollars of Bitcoin because they bought it for a few tens of thousands of dollars a decade ago, and they lost the private key. And that will lead to a lifetime of resentment and regret. And I don't want that for you. I am trying to save you from regret and from resentment. Having been dumb with money many times in my life, I battle that sometimes. I'm like, man, I'm doing well for myself. We're doing great. Making a lot of money. So it's not a problem, but I feel bad. I'm like, oh man, I wish I was not so stupid about that. Like I look at myself 5 years ago, I'm like, Jeb, thanks. You screwed me over, right? Because I wasn't smart enough with money. I wasn't wise. Now, we can't live a lifetime of regret, but we also want to set ourselves up not to have to worry about that. And one of the things that we can do is invest in high-quality security architecture for our actual keys. Uphold has a 3-key service where you need 2 keys to get into your vault and use the 3rd key to get into the vault should you lose one of your keys. It's called an Uphold. It's called a assisted key replacement service. So if you lose one of your keys, Uphold will give you the other key, and then you can log in with the key that you still have and the Uphold key. You store these separately, and so you're able to ensure that you are always safe. If you ever lose one of your keys, Uphold will help you to get another key back so you can regenerate the entire wallet. Check them out with the link in the description box down below and sign up with that link. All right, let's read a little bit of chat. Marcus said call-in would be awesome. Sultan of Salt said that would be neat. Queen said yes. So, yes, very excited to have you guys calling into the show. It's going to be quite a lot of fun. All right. Going to be quite a lot of fun. Thanks, Jeb. I'm working right now studying FinSov. Love it. Yes, we are working on the FinSov Academy. I just shot 2 videos for it yesterday. That is en route. We've also got call-ins en route. We've got a lot of things that we're working on right now. If you guys want to learn more about financial sovereignty, you can check out, for right now, the best place to go is to check out our financial coaching links down below. My wife and I both do financial coaching. I charge about $250 an hour. My wife charges $100 an hour, and we would love to help get you on a written plan to grow your wealth, however that may look. Shadrach Frost said, as a member of CT2A, I cannot stress enough how investing in my knowledge has significantly improved my decision-making process. I highly encourage others to explore CT2A. Thank you so much, Shadrach Frost. And LLC Crypto, it's a great name. That's an awesome name. Said, always love your TA, so clear and easy to understand. Thank you so much. I do try and make it as user-friendly as possible. Martine asked, do you hold any ADA? I do. I hold a considerable amount of ADA. In fact, I'll tell you the rank it is in our portfolio. It is rank number. Bitcoin and Ethereum are obviously number 1 and 2. It is the 4th largest holding that we have. Our holdings in order are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Chainlink, Uniswap, VeChain, Near Protocol, Polkadot, Internet Computer, XRP, Aave, Sheeb. Very small portfolios at this point. It's actually grown a lot, so that's the reason it's that high. Cosmos, Dogecoin. Once again, it's grown a lot. Avalanche, The Graph, Polygon, Arbitrum, Algorand, Render, Fetch AI, got a little bit of Litecoin, Lumens, Immutable X, HBAR, Bonk, Yarn Finance, and a little bit of Celestia. Some of those are under $100. Those are not very large positions down there. I try and keep fewer positions that I can keep better track of. That's always been my philosophy on investment. Good question. But yes, I do hold some cryptocurrency. All right. All right, now I want to read one more article before we wrap it out, and this has to do with FIT 21, which is a very important bill going through Congress. See, here's the thing: Congress really needs to step in and make a decision on how this stuff is going to be regulated, and it's going to be a big decision because it's going to lead to a lot of clarity in the regulation, which is going to lead to a lot of growth. So, the legislation passed out of committee in July 2023 will clarify how the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission, the CFTC, and the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, handle crypto. Republican lawmakers in the United States House Financial Services Committee announced that the House of Representatives will vote on legislation clarifying the roles of financial regulators over digital assets sometime this week. In May 20th, House Republicans said which was yesterday, the full chamber will vote on the Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act this week, giving the bill a chance to become law. The legislation would clarify how the U.S. CFTC and SEC regulate digital assets. The legislation has seen little movement since lawmakers passed the FIT 21 bill out of the House Financial Services Committee in July 2023. Several industry advocates and the House members have already indicated support for the bill, which would be one of the few pieces of crypto regulation to move through Congress this session. President Joe Biden is also expected to either veto or sign into law a joint resolution passed in May to overturn an SEC rule on how banks are expected to handle digital assets. The crypto advocacy groups Bitcoin Blockchain Association and Crypto Council for Innovation have both called on House leadership to support the passage of FIT 21, the former saying the U.S. needs pro-innovation and pro-consumer guardrails. It's unclear whether a majority of lawmakers will vote in favor of the bill. Republicans currently have a slim majority in the House, but 21 Democrats joined with them on May 8th to support the resolution nullifying the SEC accounting rule. While FIT 21 is not a perfect bill, no bill is, this is a critical and historical step towards establishing a federal regulatory framework for digital assets in the United States of America, said Crypto Council for Innovation CEO Sheila Warren. Politics could also be a factor in lawmakers choosing to vote yay or nay in FIT 21. The 2024 elections have already started with many state primaries, and some lawmakers like Senator Elizabeth Warren highlighting their approach to regulation and oversight of digital assets as election day approaches. Representative McHenry will also be voting on the bill, though he does not intend to run for the re-election in November. McHenry obviously being somebody that you have probably seen before. This guy, yeah, this guy over here who looks like the supervillain from an Adam Sandler movie. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm absolutely joking. All right, let's read a little bit of chat and then we're going to wrap it out. Before we do, guys, I do want to let you know today's stream is brought to you in part by Crypto.com. And the reason that we brought Crypto.com on as a sponsor is because they are trusted by over 100 million traders to do their trading, their dollar cost averaging, and earning rewards. And I'm very excited to be bringing you guys Crypto.com because at the end of the day, if you don't have really solid cryptocurrency user interface and user experience, you're going to be less likely to actually do the dollar cost averaging that it takes. You want to lower the barrier to entry into cryptocurrency as much as you possibly can. And one of the best ways you can do that is by signing up for Crypto.com because they've got such great customer service and customer interface and customer experience. Drian said, no, you're not joking, Jeb. He kind of does. Listen, no hate. I'm just saying. Even with the background, he looks like he's like, doesn't he look like the bad guy from Evan Almighty? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got it just like, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Bad guy from Evan Almighty? No, he doesn't look like that guy. No, never mind. No, he doesn't. I was wrong. All right, like I said, we're going to read chat just a little bit, and then we're going to wrap it out. Dave Dog with Hat said, you demand, Jeb. Thank you so much. Good deal. All right, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Quarter Crawler said, hit the like button, lurkers. Yes, to all my lurkers who never say anything in chat, hit the like button. Vintage Excellence said, hello, caller. Are you there? Well, you guys are going to most likely be routed through Sarah, and she's going to send you over, so all of you trolls will get hung up on. So you're only going to get through to the show if you actually have a real question that is actually going to be pertinent to what we're talking about. So the trolling, while it would be funny, it's probably not going to end up happening too much. Because I have my little Dave Ramsey button over here with my mute button. I bought this soundboard 5 years ago and knowing one day I would want to have callers. And I bought a soundboard with the ability to have callers. I've already tested it. It all works hardware-wise. I just got a phone calling system set up, so we now have business phones, which we'll be setting up as a support line for FinSolve Academy when we launch. And we've got a main line. We've got a 1-800 number now. We're getting fancy. Yeah, toll-free number. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Stop grifting and smash the like button. Yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed. Like I said, we are over time, so we're going to wrap it out. Really appreciate all of you for tuning in. Drian said, will you answer religion-related questions? Absolutely. The point of the calling in is not to necessarily ask me about cryptocurrency, although I will take some calls like that. It's really to ask about, wisdom and how to succeed with money. It's generally about finances. And so if somebody has a question about cryptocurrency, then I will answer it. If somebody has a question about religion, yeah, I'll definitely answer it. That being said, we're going to kind of be focusing on the financial sovereignty aspect of things. Shadrach Frost said, as always, love your attitude, content, and passion. God bless you, friend. You have the best crypto channel on all of the YouTubes. Happy to be a small part of your channel. Well, thank you so much, Shadrach Frost. Hopefully that you'll be able to call in and we'll get to meet that way when we get that set up. I don't have an exact launch date on that, but not really waiting on too much. I just need to run some tests, and I need to write out the processes for how we're going to handle things. Build it like you would build anything. Have a written plan for the way the process works. And we'll be launching it. Crispy Crypto Supreme said, and remember, don't be a cow. Yeah, don't be a cow. Don't get milked. Don't get milked like a cow. Don't get shorn like a sheep. What do I mean? Well, there's a lot of cows out there. A lot of cows that are being milked by the banks, by the credit cards, by Sally Mae, by the colleges, by Toyota financing, by GMC financing, by Chrysler financing, by the mortgage companies. You're being milked. How much are you being milked every month? Go ahead. I dare you. Go and add up all of the interest that you're paying on all your debt. That is your amount that you're being milked. How much are you being milked? How much interest are you paying every single month on your house? How much PMI are you paying on your house if you have less than 20% down and you haven't refinanced? How much interest are you paying on the stupid cars in your front yard? How much interest are you paying on the credit cards that you ran up and now you can't pay off? How much interest? How much? How much? Not the principal. But how much interest? How much are you being milked? I dare you. Go run the numbers. Go calculate it. Go do it. How much milk are you being drained of every single month? I love that. Marcus said, Jeb, did you hear the ETF will most likely be approved? According to Eric Balchunas and James Seifert, they believe so. They very well may be. Martine said, okay, skip my ADA questions. I didn't see an ADA question. I'm sorry. I think I saw somebody ask me if I hold ADA, which I said yes. All right. Good deal, guys. I hope you've all enjoyed today's stream. We are going to wrap it out. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.